Hi, this is Neville Douglas from Ashanti Dutch Property Letting. We were over at the apartment earlier on and I was talking about laminate floor. So this is the laminate flooring that we're going to use as an example. This is not typical of the stuff which is going to go down. As you can see there, we have the different layers of laminate, and this has got an oak laminate on the surface there. It's about 3 millimeters thick. I mentioned the water stack test that I do. It's not an official test. I've seen them do it with waterproof jackets and things like that, where they see how much water permeates through jackets which are made of, what's that waterproof stuff called? What's it called now?
Gore-Tex.
Huh?
Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex, that's it, brilliant. Gore-Tex, got my chief stunt coordinator filming. And so the Gore-Tex, and I've seen them do it with that. So I thought, well, if this is supposed to be waterproof, one way to find out is to put some water on it. So what I do is, let me just switch the light on. If you want to follow me around here. Right, okay. So this is the new apartment where we're staying, by the way, because ours got flooded out. The apartment that we were in is going to be done, and the flooring's going to go in before they start decorating. So just get a glass like that, ordinary glass, and I tend to put cold water in. Okay, so we're going to come back and have a look at this another day. And what it is, they say that the floors should be able, or the covering on this should be able to be, how can you say? It should be waterproof. That's the word I'm looking for. Now you will find, like I said previously, you might get water penetration down the edges. Okay, so you might get a little bit down there, and you might get some water penetration down there. So if that does happen, what you will find is that you will get some expansion and contraction in the joint itself. Having said that, what we're going to do now is we're going to put this glass of water on top of this piece of laminate flooring. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there like that. Yeah, I'm going to grab that and whip it over very quickly. Now then, I'm going to leave that for 24 hours. So tomorrow we're going to come back and have a look at that. Try not to move it too much, okay? Otherwise you're going to get a mess. But the thing is, when we come back, we'll have a look at the surface of that flooring to see if any of that water is absorbed. So when we come back tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at that, take the glass off, obviously, over by the sink, and then we're going to see whether or not any water is absorbed into the flooring itself. We will get a mark where the glass is, probably, but if not, that's a good indicator that it's a good laminate flooring. Having said that, if you do get flooring that does have water being absorbed into it, by no means think that this is a definitive test or that stuff isn't very good. It's just what I'm doing because we're having the flooring done downstairs, and that's going to be the bathroom area, so we want to make sure that if the flooring does get wet, we'll be able to dry it. So that's it. I'm going to grab my breakfast like I said before. This is Neville Douglas from Ashanti Dutch Property Letting. If you've got any questions, obviously paste them online. Try not to swear. 1 or 2 people have been swearing, not very nice, but I'm not really fussed. But any legitimate questions that you want me to answer, just where is it now? I think there's a box down there, so you need to put your comments in your box down there, and the website's up there so you can subscribe. So subscribe up there, questions down there, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Okay, this is Neville Douglas from Ashanti Dutch Property Letting. Just a quick update really. This is the section of floor laminate that you know, I've done the water stack test with. Well, it's not really a stack, it's more of a glass test really, isn't it? So you got the weight of the water there, it's still full. I haven't changed it, by the way. And you know, some people would be cynical and say, yeah, how do we know? And I'm saying, well, well, you know, cynical people are always right, I suppose. But anyway, I just thought I would give a quick update. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit without losing the focus. As you can see, let me see, I'll pull out a little bit. Bubbles have started to form in the water, which is in the glass. It's been in there for about 4 hours. What are we looking at now? Yeah, 4 hours. And as you can see, if you look round the edge of where the glass is, there's no swelling yet. So you can see that the water hasn't penetrated the laminate yet through the
lacquer or whatever it is that they put on there. I think there is a lacquer, so you know that's pretty good. Some of these things come polished as well, but the lacquered covering on the floor seems to be working quite well. So I'm probably not going to do another update, and it'll be tomorrow.
Hi, good morning. This is Neville Douglas of Shanty Dutch Property Letting. Still early. Yes, we're just going to have, it's the 4th of November 2013. Just going to have a look at this piece of, I suppose you could say, laminate flooring that I put a glass of water on yesterday to do a stack test to see whether or not the water soaked in. So we're just going to take it off now. It's been over here all day yesterday and it's still got the glass on it. Oops, slipped it then. So what we're going to do now is to take the water off. There we go. Just going to wipe it up a little bit so that we can see if there's any sort of marks on there. Now, if you look at that there, it's very hard to see. There's very little. There's no mark on there. There is a little bit. There's a bit of a ring there where the glass was, but if you rub, you can see that there's no marks. Can you see? Is that clear? Okay, so there's no marks on there. So that's a pretty good sample. So you would feel comfortable using that. I would feel comfortable using this because you can see that there's no marks on there. No water's absorbed into the veneer, and this is a lacquered floorboard, or not floorboard because they're not floorboards as such, but it's a lacquered. It's a lacquered piece of. It's still early. Lacquered piece of flooring. Having said that, I put it onto this piece of what's this called? It's floorboard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
laminate.
Laminate flooring. That's it. Excuse me. It's still early. So I've put this on the laminate flooring where the knot was, and actually the knot has raised a little bit, so the water has entered where the knot is, and you can see my thumb catching a little bit on that. So there has been some water penetration where the knot is. So they haven't actually managed to get the lacquer in completely into all parts, which is understandable. Because if you look at this under a microscope, it would be an uneven surface, and where the knot comes out, if you imagine that this is a tree, where that knot is, you'd have a branch going out that way, so you're going to have the grain which is exposed like a bundle of straws anyway. The rest of it would be running vertically, and this would be coming out horizontal, so the branch would be coming out. So obviously that's where they haven't managed to get the lacquer, or if they have, they needed to get more lacquer in there. Having said that, this is a good sample, and you're not going to have water on the floor for 24 hours anyway, so you wouldn't get any water absorption. So we're happy with this sample. We're going to go with something very similar to this, and that's it. Thank you.
When